Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about beginner lash tech tips that you've never heard of before. So if you're interested, then keep on watching the rest of the video. The first tip that I want to talk about is tape. We all know that even when you're a beginner, like now a lot of educators are really doing a lot better than a couple years ago, and they're, you know, teaching you all the tape methods and the tape back and the tape up and all of that. So here's just some tips that, you know, maybe help you. So when it comes to tape, less is more. And I know even with me as a beginner, I would like grab, let me show you guys. So I use the Next Care tape. This is, I'm putting you guys on. The link will be in the description box. The tape is really like wide like this. My camera focuses. So the tape is wide like this, and what we would do is so if you're taping under here, you're gonna want to cut a piece of the tape off. This is not a how-to, by the way, but I'm just gonna show you. You cut this piece off, you want to cut it down the middle, and then that goes on one eye, like this, over your gel pad. Like, you don't need to grab a whole big section. And if you don't use gel pads, I noticed that, like, what I see a lot of videos on Instagram, a lot of lash techs don't use gel pads. I don't know if that's just personal preference, or if their educator just didn't show them how to do it with gel pads, because gel pads can be a bit pricey, and most educators don't really want to spend the money to put that in your kit. But I really recommend the gel pads as well if you don't use them. They look like this, and you can, I'll put a link for these in the description box down below. Just any regular gel pads, and then you tape. Okay, now speaking of other taping methods, when you're taping your clients, you know, when your clients' eyes are like, maybe if you have a client that with like really downturned lashes, and you need to tape the lash up like this so you're able to see and they don't stick to the bottom, don't use a super long piece of tape, because I see this all the time that people do this, and I used to do this as well. Like, literally, I'm not throwing shade or nothing, I'm just trying to help. But when they use a piece of tape, usually they'll use this, or sometimes I even saw like a girl literally take this whole thing like this thick and tape her client's lashes up. You do not need to do that. Number one, you're wasting your tape. Number two, you're getting tape like all over your client's face for no reason, and it's just like so annoying to take off, and maybe it's uncomfortable for your client as well. So use a small piece of tape. You can, if you use a tape like this, literally a small piece like this will be good enough, and I'll put a picture of an example of how I do it so you can see. But if you use a thicker tape like this one, then what I would do is I like to use my scissors, and I'll cut like just a little piece, like just a thin strip, and with that thin strip I'll hold the lash. I'll do this, or I'll tape this way. If you're taping your client's eyelid a little bit open like this, make sure that you use like a lash mirror so you're not opening your client's lashes, like, I keep saying lashes, I mean eyes. Make sure you use a lash mirror so you don't open your client's eyes like all the way, because if you open them way too much, the fumes from your adhesive are going to get in the eye, and then it's just going to be very uncomfortable. Your client's going to have red eyes. It's going to burn them. So make sure that you use a lash mirror like this, and you kind of see that you're not opening the lashes too much when you're taping up. And I'll have a link for all of this stuff in the description box down below. Okay, so that was all about tape. Let's go ahead and jump into the second tip, which is fan sizes. So if you are the kind of lash tech where you have a heavy hand and you like to pick up like bigger fans or a lot of lashes, then use a 0.03 so that you're not damaging your client's eyelashes. With fan size as well, keep in mind that the thinner your lashes are and the smaller your fan is, the lashes will last longer. And I know this is like very weird to wrap your head around, and a lot of people like don't even know this, but I noticed this from experience. And when you use smaller fans, you have way more control of the base and sticking it on there. So especially if you're fanning on the spot and you're really getting that wraparound method with the small fan. If you're using a huge fan, like some people make like fans that are like so unnecessarily big, like first of all, it's uncomfortable. Like I don't know if you notice, but a lot of people find huge fans very uncomfortable. And not only that, they don't last as long because it's kind of like taking a big chunk, placing it on top, and then it's just gonna pop off. So if you use a smaller fan, it's more likely to really like stay in place and hold on to the natural lash. So just keep that in mind. The pros to using smaller fans is your retention is going to be a lot better if you're applying them, correctly. You're going to save on lashes because you're not using so many lashes, and then your clients are also going to have healthy lashes, so it's just kind of just a great thing. So try doing it, like just go a little bit smaller. If you make your fans really big, just try to go a little bit smaller and you'll notice the difference. So now moving on to tip number 3, which is all about your storage. And this is something a lot of people don't talk about, but it's some things that I kind of really wish that I knew before I invested my money in all of these like organizers and lash carts and all of that stuff. You don't need to, so I'm just gonna say this first, you don't need to buy what everyone has. And when I started out, I was like, no, like I'm gonna put a picture of it, but you know what, lash cart, yeah, everyone has that lash cart. And I was like, oh my god, like I need that lash cart. Like no, you don't. You do not need to spend your money, especially as a beginner, on like a $90 $100 lash cart. Like you don't need to do that. Go the cheaper option and definitely get something with a tabletop, because I don't know about you, but with me, I don't like my lash cart anymore because it's like a basket at the top and it's just so annoying to like reach in there. I definitely would prefer something that's like a flat surface so I can place, what I need for that specific client, and then have all my other stuff stored everywhere else. But speaking of all of your other lash supplies, the best way to organize them is to put things that you use together, if that makes sense. So you could get one of these like organizers. You can literally find it on like Amazon. Some lash websites have them. You can literally find it anywhere. But what I would recommend is maybe if you get something like this, or you can even find a cheaper alternative to this at the dollar store, which I also have a reel on my Instagram, so make sure to follow my Instagram if you haven't already. But this is the cheaper alternative that's from the dollar store, and you can just get multiple of these in different sizes. So I recommend getting little containers like this. And what I mean by store the things that you use together is, for example, your lash adhesive and your glue rings, you use those together, right? So place them close to each other, and then maybe your glue shaker close to that. Things like your spoolies, your micro swabs, your all of those other like disposable little things, like maybe your glue wipes, put those also very close to each other. Your lash trays, organize them in a way that the lash trays that you use the most are in, maybe one drawer or something, and then the ones that you don't use as often, then maybe put those somewhere else. Just don't have it like all over the place. Be specific with how you organize, because it will really increase your speed, right? So then you're not there like looking for one length for like forever, right? The last and final tip is your photos, and this is a really weird one, and it's one that I didn't really want to say anything about because I didn't want to come off as like, rude. But if you genuinely care, and you want to post bomb content and bomb pictures, then you won't get butthurt. So anyways, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. But when you're taking pictures of your work, so you're done a set and then you're taking a picture of it for your Instagram, Facebook, whatever, before you just get up and snap that picture, like look at your client. Like, does she look okay? Like, are her eyes okay? Is she like crying in the, like, you know what I mean? Like, fix her up, brush the lashes so they're nice and straight and pretty before you take the picture. Like, sometimes I see people taking pictures or videos of their client and their client is like with their eyes red, it's like water dripping down their face, and I'm just like, is she okay? Like, maybe you should check up on her before you take the picture. Or the lashes are like going all over the place because they didn't brush it before. And it's just like little things. I don't know. I think it's common sense, but a lot of people don't do it. But that's just that's just my advice. Make sure your client's okay. Make sure the lashes are brushed and they look good before you take the picture. Because people focus on that stuff, you know. So that's just kind of my advice on that. Oh, okay, also speaking of photos, make sure that your client's brows look good too. Like, not necessarily sit there and do their brows, but maybe just brush their brows out for them, fix their hair, maybe get them to fix their hair, or whatever, if their hair is going to be in the picture. So also make sure that there's no lashes on your client's face, because sometimes when you're making fans, you know, you get little lashes that fall all over the place, and sometimes they'll have like a lash on their forehead or their cheek, or so just make sure that you take those off before you take the picture as well, because it'll be really annoying trying to, like, if you edit your pictures, it'll be really annoying trying to edit that out. So might as well just make sure they're good, you know, before you take the picture. That was all for the video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to smash the thumbs up. If you did, make sure to smash that thumbs up button. That's so cringy. Smash the thumbs up button. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm on the road to 1K. Hopefully we can reach that. Also, make sure to check the description box for any important links, and comment some video suggestion ideas. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. Turn your post notification bell on so you can be notified every time I post a video. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!